First and Peoples Bank has 6 convenient locations to serve you. From South Shore to the main office, First and Peoples Bank has been serving this area with complete banking services since 1932. Visit the home office near you. First and Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are the home office. Come visit any of our 6 locations.
It started in the Fortune 500 companies, and it was an employee training program that was developed by Dr. Stephen Covey, who has since franchised the whole program, and it began with this book. This is an old one. It's been around for like 20 years, and it's about developing habits that make you effective in your world, effective in your relationships, and effective in gaining control of the goals you set for yourself. So after Dr. Covey wrote this book, and it became so incredibly popular among the Fortune 500 and anybody else that could afford it, it went international, actually. There are Covey schools in Japan, in Nigeria, just Britain, all over the world. And it has shown itself to be extremely effective in self-esteem, confidence, and higher testing scores, which, we need to get away from putting so much darn emphasis on how kids perform on tests. It's not about that. If you look back at some of the geniuses of our time, Albert Einstein failed algebra. So, you can still be successful. It's all about how you think about yourself. So, what happened after that was a school teacher in North Carolina. Actually, she was a principal. Then went to Dr. Covey and said, I've read this book is wonderful, and I wonder if it could be adapted for the schools to teach children these habits and, make them a little more effective in their lives. So, with that inspiration, Dr. Covey and his son Sean, Dr. Covey has passed away now, but his son Sean continues in his footsteps. And this is the book that he came out with. This is The Leader in Me, and this is the program that we will be implementing this year in Argillite Elementary. And you're going to see a big difference in your kids. You're going to see a big difference in the school. You're going to see people come into this place with a smile on their face and a new enthusiasm for life, because this is what happens with the Covey program. This is the book, if you want to actually read about what the 7 habits are and how they impact your life. Get this one. This one is for teens, and it's a little more straightforward. This one has a lot of little bells and whistles for kids, which we're doing too, because kids love bells and whistles, so we're going to do all that. We've got our reading dog that we're bringing to school, and this dog is going to be helpful in raising reading scores and implementing children to be interested in reading and hungry to read. So that dog will be available, and whatever class scores the highest in their reading scores will be responsible for that dog. Stay with them, and they will take care of it and walk it and feed it and do everything, which also teaches personal responsibility. So that's going to be fun. You know how much children love dogs. And I have to tell you, this is really cutting edge, because I just came back from the Cleveland Clinic where my brother-in-law had open heart surgery. And while we were waiting in the family's waiting room, the counselors at Cleveland Clinic brought in what they called a comfort dog. And that dog came to us, climbed up on the sofa with us, put its head in our lap. And, this is just a new focus. It's kind of a new way of looking at the relationship between, those sweet little critters and little children and people. So the Covey program incorporates all of that sort of thing. Our kindergartners who hate to come to school they hang on their mama's leg and cry, don't want her to go. So they're going to go into their classroom by climbing up a slide and sliding in. So we're going to make it really fun for them. So the point here is that school is a refuge, school is a happy place, school is a place where you are important. We are focusing on individuals in school. And this is really going to test and stretch our teachers. And I have to tell you that I've been working with these people at Argillite for a year now. And they are so up to the task. I mean, I have been so absolutely blown away by the dedication and the enthusiasm and the absolute determination to make this program work. So you can feel confident that your children are in good hands. We began this a year ago, and the weigh-in came about, and I want you to know that you can call me, you can call Tom, you can call the counselor, you can call anyone you want to about what's going on, and we'll try to answer questions, make you comfortable with the program. And please help. These teachers are going to be exhausted, and they need all the help they can get. They need all the affirmation and encouragement that you can give them as parents. You know, we need to stop focusing on negative and start looking at what's going on. And I just can't impress on you how lucky you are to have people who really care about your children and really want the best for them. And that came out in 3 days of concentrated training that they had here for this program. But we had a counselor from the Covey program out of Cincinnati. He's a Harvard MBA, and in his spare time he climbs mountains. His name is Nolan Mars, and he gave us a talk at Raceland at the Performing Arts Center, and we invited all the school systems. So we had about 100 people come, and we've had a lot of interest since that time. And at that meeting, the lady from FiveCo, her name is Sherry McDavid, and she is in charge of the FiveCo program. And she approached one of our members. We were just grassroots, housewives until we are, and said, I've got $40,000 to implement a program if Elliott County and Lewis County don't take it. And they don't have anything in the planning, so you might get it. So we were kind of holding our breath. And 2 weeks later, she called and said they both turned it down. And you have something in the works, so you get the $40,000. So at that point, we were ready to go. And we were able to access a little more money through the Woodlands Foundation, because we had that money, we could match it. And then People's Bank, who has Scott Walker, who's the regional manager of People's Bank, has been with us from day one. And the bank has contributed $5,000 toward that. And believe me, we're going to go ask the other banks too. But actually, the program here at Argillite was like a $50,000 investment for 3 years. So this program will continue for 3 more years, and it will develop and get better as our teachers get used to working in this way. So we're just so excited that we were able to do this, and we would like to see this program implemented at the junior high level, the high school level, because it isn't franchised at junior high and high school level. Here we have to pay those big bucks for it. But it can be incorporated in the junior high level and the high school level if there's a demand for it. So parents, get out there and demand, because it's really worth doing. And you'll see as the year goes on the difference here. It's a culture change. It's a paradigm change. It's thinking a whole different way about learning. It teaches our children how to think, not what to think. So I think you're going to be really pleased. It focuses on the individual, so your child will be not one of many, but special. So, now let's get everything out. Any questions? By the way, there's not a cent of this that came from tax money or from school money, except what Tom, who was sold early on, what he contributed from Argillite Elementary. So the school participants has to give a little something to show that they're dedicated to the program. Otherwise, it doesn't cost anybody anything except, those people who want to make a difference in our area. So, my phone number, write it down. Marcia Applegate. I'm married to the good-looking one. 606-547-6360. We are now an arm of the Foundation for the Tri-State. And we have joined that organization because they were willing to help us out with trying to set up a nonprofit. They are already a nonprofit, and we joined with them. They offered us all sorts of benefits. So all that money goes through the foundation, and if anything happens to the program, the money that we have raised will remain with the foundation and be used for purposes that are very similar to what we're doing with it now. So we feel really good about that. And I'd like to introduce to you some of the people who were very instrumental in getting the money together. Many of them are here because they're very busy people in the community. But we have Vicki Cantrell, who's our door opener. She's our gatekeeper. She knows everybody in the whole world between here and Virginia. And then we have Mary Witten-Wiseman, who is the chairman, president of the Foundation for the Tri-State, and Catherine Davis, who works with it. So these are some of them. There's a long list that we'll make available to you to help contribute. And you need to know who they are and thank them. So anybody want to ask anything about the program or what's going to happen? Spread the word in the community. If nobody has got a kid in Argillite that hasn't been here and doesn't know that there's going to be a big difference here, tell them. They need to know it. So I'm going to stick around while you go visit with your teachers or have another hot dog or whatever it is. If you want to go look at or meet the dog. This is not our reading dog. I have to tell you the truth here. Mike Conner very kindly, I had told the media that we were having a reading dog, and then she got sick. So I'm going, the media wants pictures of a dog reading, and children reading to a dog. So I called Mike and I said, I want to borrow your dog. So actually, Titan, where's Titan?
Get that.
Where is he? Hold him up there.
They got it.
Titan is our substitute for our reading dog. Actually, he's only about this big, and our reading dog is like this big. So this is not the right one. This is the media dog. And our kids are going to be demonstrating for these guys to take pictures going into the classroom on the slide. So if you want to see any of that, and Stacy's husband has painted our tree. That's our symbol. Did you see it on the wall?
It's awesome art.
If you haven't seen it, go look at it. It's amazing. And on the wall it has all of the 7 habits that we are practicing in this program. So you'll know what they are, and you'll be looking for your child to follow through with all of these habits. So go look it all over. Get yourself something to drink and get excited.